I'm here with Lily Lee. I made a video with her 2 years ago. She's a YouTuber. She has not been making videos because she's been living in China, and if you know anything about China, the internet there is a little bit restricted. But anyway, her videos are mostly about her interracial relationship, which later became a marriage, and now they're living together, and right now she's pregnant. So sometimes I get questions from people who say like, oh, I'm gonna visit Korea, but I'm Mexican, or I'm Indian, or I'm Pakistani, or I'm Chinese. Am I gonna have like any problems with racism here? Like I say, oh, I know someone of your ethnicity or nationality, and they don't seem to have trouble, but I can't really save myself because I'm white. And Koreans are known to treat white people favorably. Like, do you think that's true?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you know, you see white people and then automatically people think that, oh, they're from Europe or they're from America, which are very, you know, like strong and rich countries.
But they also often assume that someone who's white probably teaches English or is good at English. I mean, in your case, you were dating a Kenyan guy. How did people treat him by himself, and how did people treat him and you when you're together?
He got treated quite nicely, not like really badly, but then like when he was with me, you know, walking with a Korean woman, then people started kind of looking at us like, oh, you know, now you want to steal some Korean girl from us, you know what I mean? That kind of like look, and they really didn't like it. My mom really got scared of him when she first saw him. Did
they assume that he's American when they see him?
They automatically think like that. Then if I tell them like, oh, he's from Kenya, and then they're like, you know? So they kind of like looking at me like, oh man, you know, you're dating some guy from poor country. I went to Gaoje Island to visit my grandparents, and then my grandma was like, oh, now, you know, you're gonna have a baby, and, you know, it's gonna be black, and, you know, and then she was like, kind of like, oh, pray that it's gonna be white. I'm like, hey,
wow.
Grandma, I can't have a white baby. That means something's wrong with me, you know. And then that means, man, James is not gonna be happy. Yeah, Grandma was like, oh man, I saw a lot of little foreigners baby, mixed babies, and they're so cute, but they're mixed with whites, you know. So my grandma was like still, you know, hoping that I could have some white baby.
Do you think that Koreans also look down on Southeast Asians or like Asians that have darker skin?
Sadly, yes.
But Koreans also kind of look down on Chinese in a lot of ways.
Since it was communist country for a long time, and
it was an ally
it was
of
very,
North Korea.
very not open, and people didn't know about China a lot.
Koreans sometimes look down on Koreans who are darker.
Yeah, that's true. Because I remember when I was in college, one of my friends said like, man, you know, if you are a little whiter than who you are right now, you look much better. I'm like, come on, you know.
I mean, Koreans are very kind of obsessed with being white. I mean, they sell these sun umbrellas, which are just umbrellas women, usually almost always women, hold during the day when the sun's out so they don't get a tan.
Yeah.
And
we have lots of like whitening cosmetics and stuff.
But that has more to do with, I guess, traditionally people have darker skin were working outside, which means they had a worse job or were poorer. But again, it's, you know, judging based on generalizations and stereotypes. I guess it's kind of cool that someone like James could come here, and he was teaching English, right? And he's like, hey, I'm not like African American, I'm Kenyan. Like, I am African and I speak English and I'm well off, like, and I look good.
Yeah, because a lot of people say like, hey, are you sure he's from Africa? African people are quite small and they're thin and they're skinny. And James doesn't look like any African. And a lot of, and usually people always say like, oh, you know, African Americans are like quite big, and, you know, they have like those stereotypes, like, you know, always like, and then African should be like very skinny and looking poor.
I like that Koreans like my videos, but I hope they like them because the videos are good, as opposed to it's a white guy who really likes Korea. Come to Korea, see for yourself, you know, take a vacation or something and just see see if you like how people stare at you and the reasons why people stare at you. People are staring at us right now because we're holding a camera in the middle of a subway station. I'm kind of glad that from what I've experienced, stereotypes don't seem as bad as people make them out to be.